Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Try episode 9, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, in which the battle in Russia will continue against the Amararirku. Yeah, the previous episode didn't contain much, if you think about it, really. The first part of it was the just looking for Pepesha's past at an orphanage. It turns out she's an orphan, and she visits the orphanage every now and then. And her mother was also an orphan who was at that orphanage, and so we are trying to look. They were trying to look for more information on Tsvieta. Eventually, they did find that information, or, well, that's kind of arguable, I guess. But as it turns out, Pepesha's mother, Lenia, looked an awful lot like Tsvieta when she was a kid. Which really makes it seem like Tsvieta is Pepesha's mother reborn, or she represents something, represents the childhood that was taken away from her mother, something along those lines. We also heard a lot about how alcohol is freeing, how Pepesha's mother was always so, serious and adult and whatnot, but when she was drunk, her inner child was able to show up. So that kind of leads me to believe that perhaps Tsvieta is the manifestation of Lenia's childhood side for some reason that she couldn't show because of reasons, and that could only show through alcohol. I don't know. That would be my best explanation why Tsvieta looks like Lenia. Or is Lenia. I mean, I don't completely exclude that possibility. We still don't know what exactly happened to her, do we? Is she dead? Did she leave? Did she disappear? We don't know why exactly Pepesha ended up in the orphanage, right? And then in the second half, Amararirku arrives, that being Tsvieta and the new member that we meet, Kufufu, the Joker laughing one, and that makes me believe perhaps Kufufu is a counterpart to someone else, maybe Lady Black, maybe Stardust, the way that Tsvieta is kind of a counterpart to Pepesha, and just like Pepesha, whatchamacallit, forcefully stops her childish side, and it can only show when she's inebriated. Then Tsvieta is that childish side of her that she just doesn't show. So perhaps Kufufu is the laughing, jokey clown side of someone who's usually very serious. Maybe. I know, we still have no clue what's the deal with Amararirku. We know that Tsvieta appeared here at the orphanage because someone drives her towards it, so it's hinted that she has some memories or feelings of Lenia at least, and she really wants warmth, and this place is very warm. I really don't know what to think of Amararirku. I really don't get the impression that they want to destroy the world, or destroy the corruption and remake the world in our image so that everybody's inner child can be free, or any sort of lofty goals like that. They just seem to be bumbling around doing whatever they want. So far there isn't any common goal. They don't seem to have been sent here by stigma. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do I expect from today's episode? The continuation of that fight? And that's basically it. I really have no other expectations. I could say that maybe we will learn a little bit more about Svieta, but that would kind of be wishful thinking because we might as well not. I would want to say that perhaps Lenya will somehow be freed from Svieta's influence or Stigma's influence or whatever, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I legit don't know. Uh, Lenya regaining all of her memories and getting shedding Stigma's influence and joining us and being a mother to Pepesha again is equally plausible as a stalemate and Tsvieta with Kufufu just leaving and nothing actually getting resolved. Both of those eventualities are legit equally as plausible in my eyes. So who knows what's gonna happen? Let's just watch it and see for ourselves, right? To do that, you will of course need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for your support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, costs you nothing, helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 9 of Shy in 3, 2, 1, go. Right, Amararirku, the territory within everybody's heart. Yep, the childish innocence, basically. Right, I forgot about this Originium catastrophe. And this amazing visual. I really, really like it. Yeah, I I have no fucking clue what's going on. Legit. I really have to grasp at strings, grasp at straws to try and even formulate any sort of a theory. Right before watching this, I watched Helck, episode 22. That was easy. That made it so easy to theorize, to create so many theories. Shy is just eludes comprehension. At least the deeper and more fantastical themes, because Teru going shopping and meeting Iko and having fun at a shopping gallery, that doesn't really require any sort of theory crafting. But the whole deal with Amara Rirku and Stigma and the only way really it makes sense is that Shy is the perfect foil for Stigma. Both deal with hearts, except Teru heals them and Stigma frees them. Yeah, a pocket dimension essentially. Well, I guess if hell is hot, then heaven would be cold, right? Okay, so they aren't dead at least. Yeah, thankfully Teru can use her fire. But she forgets that Svieta is not the only one here. Yep. You see them like first time. Kufufu. I mean, I guess. Okay. Artificial blood. Tell my children I love them. Well, I for once like it very much. Yeah, it really seems like they represent the like repressed parts of humanity. If I know monkeys with symbols, they are bombs. Yeah, real knee slapper. That's a very good question, actually. That's a death note. Very Madoka aesthetic again. Yeah, right? A hero won't let people smile and laugh? What's up with that? Hmm. The capes flew off. Yeah, don't exactly. Ah. Cavitation bubble? Okay. Yeah, ice works amazingly well as a cushion, doesn't it? Pain, pain, go away. Yeah, I have no idea either. I guess you could try playing into their fantasies, right? Like, if Kufufu wants to make you laugh, then laugh at her jokes. Just a wild idea, but shy. There we go. Not enough water. How are you? Oh, I was about to ask, how are you gonna get through that crystal wall? But apparently, it's not actually solid. Yeah, it just loops back. Huh. Kufufu? Bird lime? What's bird lime? Okay, how did the outside world reject you exactly? Mm-hmm. Right, because she is missing her memories. Huh. So that she can get Pesha's memories? Hmm. how? You can't exactly burn them, can you? She's a fireman, yeah. You can't burn a firefighter. Comic book logic. Yeah, it really feels like Shai's therapy no jutsu is their only possible recourse. Apt though. Who? Oh, oh, they are speaking. Yeah, of course, because you're being mind controlled right now. Hmm. Right, we are back uh to the repressed inner child. I mean, sure, everything, yeah, everything they say is very enticing, but does it actually flow from them? Or is it you imparting your own thoughts on them? Okay, shaking, but cold or emotions? Saying one thing on the outside and feeling something entirely different on the inside. Yep. This is Sveta just controlling them. No, don't. Because this is Sveta's world and she came here to do something. Kufufu is just support. Oh, she did something with the heart shift bracelet. Okay, but why? So that you can control Pesha? Absorbing your superhero powers from the bracelets. But how? But how and why? I mean, why? We know why, right? The villains want the heroes to be powerless, but there's a deeper reason. Because the Amararirku aren't just, villains that send their goons to destroy cities and what have you. Okay, Lenia's memories. And I'm guessing she didn't. She became like an overworked nobody and got disillusioned with the outside world. So I need to learn how to smile. Okay, so what exactly made her disillusioned with the world? She was mugged for her Christmas presents and stabbed to death or something? She seems to have been perfectly content in those memories, so. Amararirku within Amararirku? And credits. Well, this episode was just confusion on top of confusion. Hmm. In a sense. In a sense, this story is kind of like Lovecraftian, meaning that we are dealing with something completely unknown and incomprehensible, right? That's exactly what Amararirku is to me. We have no clue about their motivations, about their actions, about their powers, about anything. They might as well just be elder gods, for all we know. Certainly, Stigma can be. 。  . 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . Hmm. It's a very big Let's watch it again. God damn. Yeah, we get a little bit of a recap. That place must be very important to Svieta. I'm sure the heroes who determine how hearts should be could never understand. There is that whole shtick of Stigma who wants to free people's hearts and the heroes supposedly enslaving them and telling hearts how they should be. I have absolutely no clue what's that all about. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I'm trying to find any sort of a purchase, any sort of an explanation. But I just can't. The one and only explanation I can find, and I think I already talked about that in some of the previous episodes, is that by the heroes, by saving people, prevent grief and sadness and also happiness, I guess, from happening, right? If the heroes didn't save people from some car crash, then someone would be sad. But the heroes decided that they shouldn't be sad, so they saved those people. For example, right? That legit is the only explanation I can come up with. This whole thing really eludes my comprehension. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, perfectly straight. As much as I kind of pride myself in being able to spin all sorts of wild theories in any other show, I'm just clueless. I'm just clueless in this case. This is legit the first anime that actually gave me a pause, that actually makes me not know what to say, not know what to think. There's some loose threads hanging around, but I can't really grab them. If this place becomes permanent, it will become heaven. Kufufu just wants to make people laugh and makes them laugh with very interesting ways. Do heroes not know how to laugh? This. It really kinda seems like the Amararirku people have certain preconceptions about heroes and perhaps even humanity at large. And they are formulated and created in such a way that they actually find purchase in reality. Right? Like, for example, Kufufu. This is actually a really good example. Kufufu wants to make people smile. That's genuinely a very nice sentiment, right? Makes people smile. And is told that the heroes are against it. The heroes want to close people's hearts, right? They want to control people's hearts. They are unable of laughter and of smiling. And Kufufu genuinely wants to make people smile, but she makes them smile with bombs. And that doesn't make Teru smile. It makes her wary. it makes her aggressive. So Kufufu gets confirmation that, hey, I did a funny, and this hero doesn't laugh. So it validates what she knows about heroes from stigma, perhaps. Right? That's the vibe I'm getting. Actually, might as well note it down. Do I have a section for shy? I should have. There it is. Shy. Cool. Fufu legit wants to make people smile, but does so with bombs and shit. Negative reception solidifies her belief that heroes are bad and other Amara Rirku who laugh at her antics are good. Holy shit, that's the longest line in my in my green notebook. 5 lines it took me. But yeah, it really kind of seems like this would be the case. Like, for example, I guess you could kind of extend that to Tsvieta even, in a way. Tsvieta's issue is that she is being rejected by the world at large. And she goes about solving that problem in the only way she knows. And then the world rejects her attempts, which again solidifies her beliefs that the world will reject her. Right? A self-fulfilling prophecy of a sort. Right? Like Tsvieta here says, that was quite amusing. I really like the bit with the monkey. And Kufu is very pleased with that. But nobody else is. Right? So that really makes her think that, hey, Tsvieta laughs at my jokes, so she's cool, and the other Amara Rirku are cool. Stigma gave me the powers to make people smile, he's cool. Teru, shy, is a real spoil sport. She really doesn't like jokes. Well, I guess heroes suck. Amara Rirku will make flowers bloom all over the world. Yeah, right? I won't let you do that. See, you really do like getting in people's way. Because if you just take everything at face value, it really seems like the heroes are the bad ones here. Right? We want to free people's hearts. We want to make everybody laugh. We want to make everybody feel warm on the inside. We want world peace. And the heroes are like, we won't let you do that. Right? Right? Heroes won't even bother trying to think about how we feel. Yeah, because you aren't really, like, your behavior isn't conducive to people caring about how you feel. Right? Like, nobody cares what an active shooter feels at the moment they're doing the active shooting. Nobody gives a fuck. they're busy trying to escape or trying to stop them. It's the same case here. You cannot expect the heroes to care about how you feel if you are an active threat, which again plays into the self-fulfilling prophecy. It really seems like it will just take Teru's therapy no jutsu to somehow maybe break into their hearts and, like, I don't know, change them from the inside somehow. I know. Yeah, trying to escape. And unable to. 154 centimeters, 39 kilo, blood type AB, likes comedies, magic, member of Amara Rirku who loves to make people laugh. What the fuck is bird lime? Is this actually a thing? Bird lime? Bird lime tree is apparently a thing. Bird lime, sticky substance spread onto twigs to trap small birds. Adhesive substance used in trapping branch or twig upon which a bird may land and be caught. Okay. Apparently that's a thing. Sure, I didn't know. Today I learned. I know you definitely made it through the wall, yeah, but I rejected the outside world. First is the world, then the emotions, then the memories. Emotions are mine, the world is this place, the memories are the only thing missing. The memories that she is hoping to get from the people here and from Pepesha herself. I poured some heart into them, my heart that is, my heart which overflows throughout this space. But yeah, she is actually controlling them. She is making them say all that, but Sveta doesn't see it that way. Right? Because I am unhappy with the outside world. I feel rejected by the outside world. I abhor the outside world. So, of course, obviously, it will be abhorrent to everybody else. So she projects her beliefs onto other people, but believes that she isn't projecting. Truly believes, she doesn't lie here. She truly believes that those are their actual feelings. Does she even know that it's mind control? That's also a very good question. We see Stigma do something similar with Iko, right? Connect to her heart, right? Free her heart, make her able to spill it out, but in reality, Iko didn't want any of that. Stigma's ring was controlling her. So I wonder if Stigma realizes what he's actually doing, and I wonder if other members of the Amara Rirku realize what they're actually doing. It really seems to me like they themselves might be manipulated. First of all, because of the whole self-fulfilling prophecy I mentioned, and that shows in multiple different ways. And this also makes me wonder, what are you talking about? That's just how they really feel inside. Stigma told me that if I cast this spell, they will speak what they feel inside. But what the spell actually does is make them repeat your talking points. Amara Rirku don't actually realize what they're doing. They impose their beliefs onto others via mind control, but believe they just make the affected people speak their minds, semicolon, confirmation bias, right? They agree with me, so obviously, right? Obviously it's good. Obviously my beliefs are correct, and obviously I'm freeing their minds. I'm freeing them to speak their minds, and of course they would say the same thing I say, because it's a universal truth. But those controlled people speak one thing, but then they cry, and their true emotions show in the tears. Exactly like was the case with Iko. She was fighting Teru. She was attacking her with reckless abandon, but she was crying. She didn't want to do that. It's mind control, but none of the Amararirku, not even Stigma himself, seem to notice that it is actually mind control. Which makes me wonder, is it Stigma who is a master manipulator here, or is Stigma himself being controlled, being manipulated? Some higher power uses the Amararirku, including Stigma, as a tool to whatever ends they want. That's actually a very interesting theory. Amararirku, Stigma included, don't realize they use mind control, semicolon, they're being manipulated by someone else above Stigma. That's an interesting theory. We probably won't know that in the span of this season. We have like what, 4 more episodes left. But I wonder if the source material goes in that direction. Right? I'm cold, save me someone. This is on the inside, but the outside shows something completely different. Amazing scene, by the way. So much dynamicism here. If she calms down, it's gonna kill the whole mood. Yeah. Somehow, for some reason, Theta needs Pepesha to be angry. I wonder why, though. Between your aggressively wavering emotions, I can get a glimpse on your life. I've been waiting this whole time for you to get angry. Why anger specifically? Absorbing the power from my heart. I fully expected Pepesha to just de-henshin here and lose her powers. But no, it seems like Svieta just wants her memories. The missing pieces. The lake that seemed like an abyss. Why did everyone lie to me? I believed in all of you, but the outside world is just so full of shit. Okay, so during her stay at the orphanage, she spent the time really fun. She had fun, she had friends. Everybody told her that, hey, the outside world, it's also fun. There's a lot of opportunity. Go out there, go get them, girl, and have fun in the outside world. So I departed excitedly. And then she has a child and seems content with that child, right? They're not, I know, living in a homeless shelter or anything like that. She wasn't, as far as we can tell, she wasn't mugged on some alleyway for the birthday presents or Christmas presents she was carrying to Pepesha, right? As far as from we can see, nothing actually bad happened. Now, sure, she has a child, but there is no father. We could speculate, but we don't really have any basis to speculation. Maybe the father was killed. Maybe the father ran away from responsibility. Maybe Pepesha is a rape child. Right? There is all sorts of possibilities that might actually make Lenya lose, be disillusioned with humanity and the outside world further and further and further. Entirely possible. But curious why we aren't shown that, if that is actually the case. Because that would kinda explain the motivations that Zvieta has. Could it be that we aren't shown that on purpose? So that we keep questioning and wondering about Zvieta's motivations? So that I can sit here and ask, what made her this way actually? She was happy, she is a child, she's content, she's smiling, playing with little Pesha. Why does she hate the outside world? I guess we could have a little bit of a hint because she's sitting here by candlelight. Maybe the power has been cut off or something. But then again, this is Russia. Russia is kind of a shithole, so it wouldn't surprise me if they had regular power outages. It's so cold. Mama, yes. To be continued. Yeah. Yeah, I have no clue. It's kind of like assembling a piece of a puzzle blind. Not blind, but without any guide, without the outcome picture in front of you, right? You just get the puzzles and you have to assemble the piece without actually knowing what the end result will be. In case of. And also, there's no border piece, right? There's no pieces with just straight edges, so we don't even know where to start. I guess that would be the best explanation as to how I feel towards this this show, this story. In other anime, for example, Helck, I just watched episode 22, as I said, so it's still fresh in my mind. You're assembling a photo of someone, right? You get a piece with an eye, you get a piece with the other eye, so you can kind of sort of position those eyes next to each other more or less. You don't know how much space there's gonna be between them, you don't know how exactly they're gonna connect with which pieces, but you know where they are supposed to be, and you can start looking for the pieces that can connect those eyes. And then you can look for the pieces that will make the nose and place it more or less where it should be and try to connect the eyes to the nose. And iteratively, just like that, you can build the entire face. You can build the entire puzzle. And most anime are like that. Most media in general, when it comes to any sort of mystery or, I don't know, hidden meaning, hidden world building, or what have you. It gives you those pieces that you know more or less how they relate to each other. In case of Shy, it really feels like I built a fragment of the puzzle that has a garage, a fragment of the puzzle that has the head of an owl, and a piece of the puzzle that has a rose flower. And where should the garage be situated in relation to the rose and in relation to the head of the owl? Right? Is the owl sitting on top of the garage? Do the roses grow besides the garage, or are they completely separate? How do those link together? Right? I have all those pieces that I kind of built up. Right? Like the deal with Amara Rirku not realizing what they're actually doing. The thing with Amara Rirku representing the suppressed parts of adults. Right? All those bits are there, but I can't find anything that would make them into one cohesive theory. I don't mind it. Like, make no mistake, it's not a dig at this show, absolutely not. I quite enjoy this puzzle, I'm not gonna lie. But it's new to me. It's new being completely unable to craft any sort of a theory, any sort of a complete theory this late into the show. And it's new to me that there is just so few theories that I can even craft. Even in cases of very, very mysterious shows like, I don't know, Madoka Magica or Review Starlight or any sorts of shows like that, right? I would have like 3 different theories. More or less complete, more or less probable, but I would have something. In this case, I just have those little tiny islands. It's new. It's new and I'm quite fond of it. I really like this show. I really like how different it is from everything I've seen. It's cool. I just hope that we eventually, please, by the end of the season, I beg of you, by the end of this season, we get at least some explanations. Because if we end this season without answering at least some of those questions, oh boy. At least let me place the garage relative to the roses. Like, forget the owl, but at least those two. Are they far apart or are they close? At least something, you know? Something. It's good. It really makes my grey matter work over time, and I like it. I like it. I really, really do. But do you guys? Do you like it? Did you like this episode? My reaction, my theories, stuff like that? Say so in the comments down below. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of future videos. Support it if you want. Monetarily on Patreon down below, $10 a month, get early access to non-seasonal shows, $1, get a role on the Discord place in the credits, support me on YouTube if you want, memberships, super thanks also down below. I forgot, no spoilers, please, I beg of you, no spoilers. If you want to talk spoilers, my Discord is here, also in the description, but not in the comments, please. And if you don't want to spend any money, you can support me by sharing my content, spreading the word. It costs you nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Nedecouple Survivors, Zayrainer, Akamaster, Dr. Wotumarsh, Yuki Ally, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them without having your memories of your mother stolen from you. Or something.